Hey everybody, welcome to Home with the Halsteads. I'm up early this morning and I'm so excited. I have a 5-gallon bucket of pears and I'm going to make some pear preserves, and I'm going to bring you along with me and let you help me. Some of you had requested that when I make pear preserves that I show you how I do it, so I'm happy to do that this morning. I'm starting out with my pears over at the sink, and I'll pick this up if I can. It's heavy. This is just part of the pears. I've already made a pie and made the gentleman and his family a pie that brought me the pears and sent home with them. So these are the pears that I have left. And the first thing that I'm going to do is to wash the pears. I'm going to wash them, peel them, slice the pear off of the core, and put them in this little pan right here. Now, when I slice pears, a large amount like this, pears have a tendency to turn dark. So what I like to do is to use a fruit juice, and I just pour it over the pears, and that way they don't turn dark, and then it doesn't change the taste either. And then I'll take it out of the juice, and we'll go on with the process for making the pear preserves. I started to say figs. I made some fig preserves recently, but this is pineapple orange juice, and my preferred is pineapple juice. So I'll show you how I do that. I've already washed my jars. I washed them in the dishwasher. I sanitize them, and just before we get ready to put them in the jars, then I'll put these in the oven and I'll heat them so that they'll be hot, because we want to put our pear preserves in a hot jar and seal them. So let's get started and make these pear preserves this morning. Okay, I'm starting to peel our pears. I've already washed them one time, so I'm just going to show you how I do it. I like to start at the top of the pear and come down this way and cut across the bottom and back up to the top. And then I start at the top and come down, start at the top and come down. And a lot of people, and I used to do this, and I still do it with oranges, but a lot of people like to go around in circles like this, and that's fine too, however you want to peel your pears. But I just find that going from top to bottom is a little faster. So now I'm going to slide this over and just put my pan down here. I've already started slicing some pears, but I wanted to show you how I do that. And I've already put the citrus juice in the pears that I've already sliced, because I don't want them to turn brown while I'm finishing this little step in the process. So that's simple. It just takes a little time, and so I'm going to work to finish peeling these pears, slicing them, and then we'll start the cooking process, and I'll bring you back in. Okay, we're ready to start the cooking process of preserving our figs, and I have peeled and sliced 12 cups of the pears. Now, I probably have twice this many, but we're going to start with 12 cups. And like I said, this is not a recipe. You want to add sugar and water as needed, but I'm going to start out with 4 cups of pears, and I'm just going to put them in this saucepan, and I'm going to add a cup of sugar. And then I'm going to add about a cup of water. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stove and let it start getting warm. And then I'm going to continue adding my pears and sugar. I'll let it cook down. We don't want to put so much sugar that it sugars after we preserve it and they sit in the jars. I'm sure you've all opened canned goods that were sweetened with sugar, and you open it up and sugar's around the top. We don't want that to happen if we can help it. But we will sweeten this to taste. So as they begin to cook down, then we'll add more. Actually, I think I can go ahead, I think I'll do this twice. I think I'll go ahead and put another 4 cups in here and let this start getting warm. I'm going to start it on very low temperature so that it doesn't stick. And I'll be stirring it, and I'll be back, and we'll continue doing this together. Okay, our pears are cooking. I think I said figs a while ago. I just love figs so much. I probably did say figs, but I do know these are pears. So right now I have 12 cups of peeled and sliced pears in the saucepan. I have a cup of water, and I have 2.5 cups of sugar. So I'm going to just continue to let these cook. They need to cook down to where they're kind of thick. And when they get to that point, I'll be back. Okay, our pears are ready to put in the jars and seal. And I'm using 1/2 pint jars, and I wanted to show you, these are still a little liquidy. They've got some juice in them, but now this will harden, or it will thicken more when it cools. So you want to have a little bit of juice. I tell you that you want it thick, but you do want to have enough juice that it will thicken up when it cools. So I'm using 1/2 pint jars to put my pears in, and I'm using this little funnel that I tell you about when I can the figs. But I've had that forever. So now I'm just going to dip some pears, and I'm using just a little 1/2 cup here. And I'm just going to put the pears in. And I like to kind of fill mine up to the rim. And then I'm going to take a cloth, I meant to get a paper towel, and just run around the edges. I'm going to kind of straighten that out a little bit. Oh, yum. These are going to be so good. And then I'm going to get a jar ring and a lid. You remember I told you that we heat these. I put the rings and the lids in a little saucepan, put it on the stove, and heat these as well. So if you want to, you can dry your lid. You don't have to, but I'll dry it and just put it on top. And then we'll put the ring on it. Now I buy new lids, and I use the rings that I have left over year after year. Now I'm going to very carefully pick it up, hold it with this dish towel, and I'm going to seal. And that one's ready to set aside and let it completely cool and seal. And we'll do one more. And I left my other jars in the oven. I want them to be hot when I fill them, so I'll take them out as I need them. So we're just filling the jar. We're getting our lid and our ring. We're drying it off. We're wiping around the edge of the jar to make sure that there's nothing sticky on there to prohibit it from sealing. And then we're going to seal. Going to grab our cloth, twist it, take another cloth on top, twist it tight, and that one's ready to set aside. So I'm going to continue working, and I will finish filling the jars, and then I'm going to also probably go ahead and can these other figs. Figs, listen to me, these other pears. I've got fig on the brain this morning. But anyway, I will work on the other pears, and when I get them all done, I'll come back and I'll share with you. See you soon. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. I have had great fun, a lot of fun making these pear preserves, even though I did call them fig preserves several times. And thank you for bearing with me on that. I had 6 half pints and I decided to go ahead and just wrap my video today, and I'll cook the other pears tomorrow. I'm kind of tired today and I'm sure that you are too. So I had about a teaspoon left and I wanted to show them to you. Look at that. I hope you can see it. I'm going to taste it. You know I am. All I need is a good hot buttered biscuit. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.